Now this building, over here on the right, this used to be a sanatorium. Can you imagine? Now it's one of the most desirable buildings in Southport. It's been restored as apartments inside. It's like Hogwarts. Yeah. And you can see this section on the back looks a bit newer. The one on the front. So welcome to Southport. We're going to have a walk around, check out some places. Already seen some interesting Art Deco buildings. So we're going to check those out and see what's being restored in Southport for Art Deco and what's being left to crumble, because there are a few things. So we'll check those out. All right. What do we think of this? 1960s high-rise. And we've got another one on the corner over there. I think this fits in with Southport. Is it aged well? Has it mellowed over the years? I don't know, it still looks a bit brutal to me. It's not really going with the Victorian architecture of Southport. Where's Joan of Arc? Oh, so we have...
Preston blue with...
Oh, right.
Yeah, I believe...
So it's not coloured glass, that's painted, and that one's actually
yes.
coloured glass.
A lot of
right.
painted glass.
Yeah.
This, every single piece was fired separately.
Mm-hmm.
So to get the gradient of colour in the angel's wings,
Yep.
it's an absolute work of art.
It really is, yeah. It looks like watercolour, doesn't it?
It does.
It's that good, yeah.
It's more than 100 years old. And
Yeah.
It's still as vibrant as well.
You would never spot those things if you just glanced at it on your own. You wouldn't realise. Yeah. Yeah, I've got time. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
And what I'd suggest is come in when it's a bright day,
Mm.
and you'll get.
It was bright first thing, so I thought, oh, it's going to be really sunny, but it's gone dull already.
These are things which I like to point out.
Right.
So
What kind of year would this be made?
About 1912, I believe.
Right.
Around.
Right. So
Yeah,
early
we're
1900s.
We're 112, 113
Yeah.
years old. But you see, there's like a little sparrow up here.
Oh yeah.
Various things.
It's like Victorian Easter eggs, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
It's
absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
Putting in little secrets. And
again,
it's
it's
amazing.
It's the same people who've done this, right?
Yeah. another piece of Art Deco. The Grand. I believe this is 100 years old, probably 101 years old now. This was recently refurbished a few years ago. Yeah, sat derelict for many, many years. But now it's a bar and restaurant, as you can see. Does it look nice? Incredible. Done a great job on this, and of course it looks fantastic at night with all the lights on. It's a real jewel in Southport's crown, this. Of course, this is the north end of Lord Street. We're right on Lord Street now, very, very north end. We're going to have a walk down and look at the state of the shops on Lord Street, see what's doing well, what's not. Got a new cocktail lounge across the road here, Sinclair's. This of course used to be Peaky Blinders up until very recently. Don't know why they changed the name from Peaky Blinders. Maybe no one knows what that is anymore. Maybe that TV series has died out, so maybe they got a lawsuit for the copyright name, who knows, I don't know, but it's looking really good. I like this refurb in the very dark grey and the black. Oh, that's looking cool. Right, so let's have a little walk further along. Swan restaurant down there. There's a little chippy down there, down that little lane. It's one of the best fish and chips in Southport, that. Now this building, you can see across the road here, this is the old Debenhams department store. Of course closed down a few years ago too, and all the Debenhams, well most of the Debenhams I think closed down, if not all. And yeah, this building's been sitting empty ever since. Let's go and have a quick look. See if anything's going on. Coming soon. You can see him there. It actually looks like something is finally happening with it. Because this has been, the windows have been covered over for years. And now it looks as though they're working on the ground on the floor. If you can see back through that dirt. It looks like they're ripping out some of the old fittings, hopefully to tidy it up and get it ready for its refurb, which it desperately needs. It's a beautiful shop front on there. It's a bit Art Deco style, the shop fronts, the curved glass. Right, so we're going to have a look at Kenworthy Apartments. Yeah, Kenworthy Apartments. Now, this place, you can see they're built in 1908. It's got a little bit of a grisly history, so we'll just go through the doors. And there's a beautiful rotating door there with the old style, original features and fittings to get inside. Yeah, you can see it's a little bit spooky inside, isn't it? So this, yeah, it's got a bit of a weird story to it. Now, there was one of the people that lived here, which was originally it was a hydro. It's Kenworthy Hydro. Now, one of the people who was a doctor here, he moved here with his third wife. His third wife. He moved into here, and his third wife died here from, they think, from poisoning. Now, later on in 1940, he got married again to his fourth wife, and the couple lived in a second floor apartment. And her health began to deteriorate in 1946, and they believe again that was the effects of poison. That she died, and they think this guy, which was Clements he was called, and they think, yeah, he murdered two of his wives, and it was all connected to this building. And it does, I've got to say, like walking round, it does have very, very weird vibe. Yeah, you can see all the old history inside here is like really kind of coming out and seeping out of the walls almost. It's just very, very spooky. Yeah, I didn't like the atmosphere in here at all. It's got quite a nice view from the back, looking down towards the boating lake there. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, there's something about it. And I could hear strange noises in here. There was like creaks, and I heard at one point I could hear this baby crying. I don't know if that comes up on the sound or not, but just, yeah, there's a shot from the old original hydro. You can see one of the rooms inside where they would sort of take treatments. It looks creepy, doesn't it? Yeah, it just looks really creepy. I don't know, this building really kind of creeped me out, these long dark corridors. But yeah, see what you think. It is creepy in here. Well, creepy. Glad to be out of there, to be honest. It's kind of freaking me out. Couldn't stop thinking about those stories. Bath Street it's a weird place. Anywho, onwards with our little quest to check out Southport. Come on. Shake off those creepy vibes. And this is another Art Deco building, but look at the state of this one. It's an incredible building. Again, that's been open until very recently, but it's gradually got more and more run down until it's probably unsafe now. Amazing, huh? Amazing Art Deco on that. Look at that. It's like a cinema or something, doesn't it? Hope that's not beyond saving. So yeah, also, this is an interesting thing. What a lot of people won't know is that beneath this street, there's another street buried deep beneath the street. It was much lower down with all shops at the sides and kind of like arcade style shops that ran along each side. And when they modernised Southport, this area just got filled in. So yeah, this is on the corner of Neville Street. Got Funland in front of us there. Carousel. And then yeah, as you look down here, you wouldn't know, would you? This street has just been completely filled in, and there was another street like below it, like a second level. You know, like in Edinburgh or Chester, when you've got the kind of like two levels. It was like that, just running down the middle, and it would just drop much lower here. At that second level below. You can see how the road drops down. They just levelled it right up to this area. And of course, I think it would have carried on and just come out there in front of the pier. All right. Queen Victoria there. She's not amused, is she? There's the Cambridge arcade through here. Now this is still part of the main Atkinson building, but this arcade has seen better days. Originally built from 1875, restored 1985, and it's being restored again. Oh, it has a new canopy in this section. The size of that egg. Check out British Home Stores. This building has just been left to rot. It's a key building in the centre. Look at that, where the water's got in there. Yeah, so we're on Lord Street now, walking southwards. Now Lord Street's the main shopping street of Southport. It's it's 1 mile long by design. It's got a roundabout marking the end of each street. There's a few water features, there's gardens, good architectural buildings along the entire street. It does have a mix of residential, sort of on my left-hand side here, and on the right it's mostly kind of commercial buildings. It's laid out in early 19th century. Now it did used to have a railway station which opened in 1884. You can see that tower just on the right hand side at the end there in the distance. That tower was where the old railway station was. Yeah, that's long since gone. It closed in the 50s, early 50s. Yeah, now interestingly, well, I think it's interesting. I don't know if anybody else will. In 1846, Prince Louis Napoleon Bonaparte, the future emperor of the French, he lived for a brief period in lodgings just off Lord Street. Now, there's evidence to suggest that the street is the inspiration behind the tree-lined boulevards of Paris. And between 1854 and 1870, Napoleon III orchestrated the reconstruction of Paris, and the medieval centre of the city was completely demolished and replaced with broad tree-lined boulevards covered with walkways and arcades. And it does look like a bit of a Southport influence. I mean, we can't be sure, but I think as a town, yeah, we should take that, definitely. We'll take it. Now you can see in front of us here is the old Garrick Theatre. Now this theatre was built in 1932 in the famous Art Deco style. Now this was used as a bingo hall for many years after the theatre was no longer in use, and it's gradually become run down. You can see a bit of scaffolding on the top there, and the building itself is starting to show its age, isn't it? It's definitely needs a bit of renovation, a bit of TLC. Now you can see here, just as we turn around, like promotional boards have gone onto the outside, and it's being called the UK's only theatre spa hotel. Now this is what they're planning to do. They're planning to turn it into a hotel with 137 rooms, 11 residential apartments, including a 4th floor terrace and pool, a gym and spa, bar and restaurant. God, the list goes on, doesn't it? And the refurbishment of the existing event auditorium to create a new theatre space. Now this is all looking very good, and I really hope this happens. So it's been vacant since 2020, and it's been sort of just lying empty. So I really hope this happens. It looks as though something is happening. That bit of scaffolding gone up, so hopefully they're stopping it from falling to pieces. And if this grand revival as they're citing on here happens, it'd be fantastic. Yeah, I really look forward to that. I hope it happens. Alright, so this is the Atkinson Art Gallery and Library, built in 1878. Now we've got another Grade 2 listed building here in Southport, another incredible centrepiece on Lord Street. Now, it's built in the neoclassical style. It has 3 stories, 3 bay front. Part of it's a former bank, and the former bank was built in sandstone, and that was a bit more Renaissance, I would say.
Alright, so this is Southport War Memorial. Now, Southport War Memorial is in London Square, and it consists of an obelisk flanked by two colonnades in the form of Greek temples. Now, outside the colonnades are memorial gardens. They both have a pool of remembrance and fountains. Well, fountains in the summer. They're not working at the moment, but fountains in the summer. The memorial was designed by local architects Grayson and Barnish, and the carving was executed by Herbert Tyson Smith. Now, this was built in 1923, and then following the Second World War and subsequent wars, further inscriptions and names have been added to it as time's gone on. The memorial is actually recorded in the National Heritage List for England, and it's a Grade 2 listed building. But yeah, I think it's a very nice, sort of beautiful centerpiece to the town. It really stands out. You can see the obelisk, from right down both of the streets at either end that connect up to Lord Street. So yeah, it's really well positioned. Yeah, beautiful. It looks good.
Convalescent Hospital, 1806. Look at that. Beautiful. All apartments now. We're going to go this way. I'm going to show you this little pub here, the Lakeside Inn. It's a tiny pub, but it has a huge claim to fame. It's claiming to be the smallest pub in Britain. What do we think about that? I mean, I've seen quite a few places claiming to be the smallest pub in Britain. There's one in almost every town, right? Maybe this is the real one. Who knows? Let's have a look. Let's have a closer look. Oh, ice creams have arrived. Mr. Whippy, buy me and stop one. Right, let's have a look over here. What do we think? It's got a lot of seating, hasn't it, outside? Wow, a nice terrace at the back. Overlooking the boating lake. A few boats ready to go in here. Look at this tiny little pier. Just ends there. I wonder what this was for. Just maybe just to enjoy the lake. You can see the lake here, and then there's a kind of a road that goes along the edge, and then beyond that you can just see the sea there and the sands. I think beneath this pier or terrace or whatever it is, this is where there's a building underneath here, which is the boating lake club. It's supposed to keep all the boats and rowing boats and things like that. And beneath here, we've got a few camper vans on there for Easter weekend. Must have found that on the Park for Nights. I'll search for sites. Yeah, that's quite a good spot, that. Nice and quiet off the road. What do we think about this pub? Do you think this is the smallest in Britain? It's got to be one smaller than this. Oh, it's quite big, that, I think. Look at the roof. Let's go down and have a look. Alright, so what did you think of my first walk around Southport? First Southport video from the town, yeah, on Good Friday morning. Well, it's interesting, Southport, isn't it? There's a lot of very interesting architecture, a few Art Deco buildings, mostly Victorian promenade. Yeah, it's suffered a bit like a lot of towns have in the northwest. Yeah, there's a lot of empty shops, a few things closed down. They say in Britain for every one new shop that opens up, 4 close. And I think Southport is a little bit a victim of that. Quite a few closed, but there is also a lot going on. There's a lot of restoration going on. Yeah, there's a lot of work being done on, buildings. We saw there the Cambridge arcade. It's got a new roof in there. That's looking really good. Hopefully the Garrick Theatre is going to get restored in the way that they say it's going to get restored, and you know, according to those pictures look amazing. I hope it ends up like that. But yeah, we haven't seen everything. There's a lot to see in this town, a lot to see, but we just, yeah, hopefully it's given you a flavour if you've never been to Southport. Hopefully this video will inspire you to come and have a look around. Beautiful town, a lot going on. Yeah, we've not even looked at the beach or the fun fair. Might have to have a second trip to look at those. Yeah, film some other parts of Southport. So just a taster. Yeah, let me know what you think. Have you been to Southport before? Let me know in the comments. All right, signing off.